All right, what's up, my peeps? Joshua Smithy with another GSD Mode Podcast weekly real estate tip. And today I'm here to talk to you about utilizing social media. We're going to talk about all free methods today. So we're not talking about paid ads or any of that. So how to go out there and leverage social media for free to massively grow your real estate business. And look, the cool thing about social media is this is such a powerful tool, probably one of the most powerful tools to ever exist when it comes to just marketing and business, of any of our lifetimes. Right. So it doesn't matter if you're a realtor, team leader, brokerage owner looking to grow and expand your business. All of everything that we're here to talk about is going to 100% apply to all of us, regardless of what level that we're at inside of our business. And look, I understand that some of you are like, well, Josh, I just don't enjoy social media. Social media, man, I just don't understand social media. I just don't like it. Look, my recommendation is to get over it. You don't need to like it to be able to leverage this to grow your business. I don't like it either. From an entertainment aspect standpoint, like, I do not enjoy, just sitting there fucking endlessly scrolling, I don't, the narcissism that exists of it, there's, just negative component. Like, I don't enjoy it. It's not I'd rather just go out there and live life than watch a bunch of other people posting shit about that's just, not true in their lives or, not saying that's not true in their lives, but, it's like, okay, we're only posting the highlights of our life, not posting, like, I understand that, I understand the game, right? So with that being said, I don't enjoy it. It's not for me, dude. Like, I'm not a spectator. I'd rather just get on the field and play ball than go out there and watching, reality TV, which social media has replaced, right? But with that, I also understand how powerful of a damn tool that social media is. And I understand that if I leverage this correctly, how it can impact my business. I make millions of dollars every single year and have now since, really the inception of social media, or at least since I started hitting social media really hard in about, I don't know what this was, about 2011, 2012. Like, it makes me so much money in my real estate business, and it can you as well. And I want you to understand that and be able to go out there and deploy these strategies so it can start making you money too. Now, I'm going to talk to you today about how to minimize your time so you're not having to spend all day long on social media. I'm in and out. Dude, I have 27 pieces of content going out every day on social media. I post those personally. It's not an assistant posting them. I don't use a third-party scheduling app for this stuff. You can use that stuff if you want. I'm just using this as an example so you can understand this. To do that, it takes me less than an hour a day between creating the content, posting the content, and engaging in the content. So I probably spend less time than you do on it, but I'm posting a hell of a lot more, between all the different platforms and whatnot, right? And for some of you, you probably post more than me, and that may not be true, right? So I'm just sharing that of like, look, this does not need to be some energy vampire time suck inside your business or your life. You don't need to, you don't need to let this suck into the, negative portions of this. You can have that balance and that separation. And that's what I do, right? So I'm just trying to eliminate any limiting beliefs as to why you guys wouldn't do this stuff. But I think we can all agree and understand that social media, dude, it just keeps exploding. It just keeps expanding. The average person logs into Facebook, their Facebook app or Instagram app over 18 times every single day, right? This is a powerful tool. My recommendation is to be there. Now, what we're going to talk about today is how to think about social media when it comes to your business and just how to utilize this for your business. We're going to talk about how to strategically add the right people to your social media. Like, so you're connecting with the right people, connecting with the right friends, right, having the right connections. We're going to talk about what to create content around. We're going to talk about, what I deem to be the most effective posting strategy. And then we're going to talk about how to manage your time with it, so you're not spending hours and hours a day and letting this do the negative thing that social media does to your business. So we're going to break all of this stuff down. Now, real quick, before we jump into that, if you are a realtor, team leader, brokerage owner, which should be all of you, right? Some of you might be in the mortgage industry, but if you are a realtor, team leader, broker owner, and you want to grow and scale your business, but maybe your business isn't where you want it to be. Maybe your business is stagnant. Maybe it's down right now versus where it's been, or maybe, hey, your business is doing okay, but it's just not where you've always wanted it to be. You're still not at your goals and you have some frustration there, regardless of that situation. If you want to, and I highly recommend and I encourage you to, and I invite you to schedule a 100% zero pressure Zoom call with me personally, where we're going to spend an hour together. We're going to talk about where your business is at, what your 12-month goals are, what your long-term goals are. We're going to talk about what the obstacles are that you are experiencing. And through that, then I am going to develop and deliver to you live on this call what my recommended strategy is to get you from where you're at to where you want to go in the quickest, most effective, most profitable fashion possible. And again, this is 100% zero pressure. Now, full disclosure, at the end of this call, I'm going to spend about 5, maybe 10 minutes walking through what my coaching program is, what it entails, and how I believe that it possibly could help you get from where you're at to where you want to go. Hey, if it's for you, great. If not, that's okay too. Look, we can still be friends. Everything I do is zero pressure. So I'm not going to, beg you to join. If it's for you, cool. If not, that's okay too. I totally get, totally understand. I will make sure that this call is extremely powerful either way. Now, if this is something that you want to move forward with, go to www.gsdmode.com/Zoom call. www.gsdmode.com/Zoom call. The last thing here is the only thing I ask is that if you schedule this, you show up. Look, I'm going to show up. I'm going to be there. I'm going to pour into you, and I'm going to make sure that you know exactly what to do, get from where you're at to where you want to go. I just ask that you don't waste my time, right? So if you no-show me, I'm not going to allow you to book a second one, right? So if you no-show me and you try to schedule a second one, I'm going to decline it. Like, I'm going to write down your name and I'm going to remember your name probably forever. Right? I can't say people waste my time. Promise I won't waste your time. So again, www.gsdmode.com/Zoom call. Okay, enough on that. Let's jump in. All right. So first thing is there's two concepts when it comes to thinking about social media that just greatly help me, because like maybe you or like a lot of people, I didn't grow up with social media. I didn't grow up with the internet, I know the internet existed pretty much my whole life, but like I never had a computer until I was 23 years old and I got into real estate, right? Like I, with the, high school call, writing my papers out. Like I never used this shit, I'm 42 years old. So I'm kind of the last year of being a millennial, but at that range that I'm at, like, so like, dude, I had a challenge with this stuff. I had resistance with this stuff, just like so many else do, and then like not just on using it, but then also creating content, posting content. So something that was really helpful for me. A mentor of mine told me one time of just how to think about this. So he's like, look, social media has replaced reality TV. The only difference is instead of the Kardashians being the star, now you get to be the star of your own channel, right? So reality TV quickly became the most watched, viewed thing ever in cable TV history, right? Now social media has replaced that. We just get to be the own stars of our own reality TV channels, right? And this is what it's about. So we can go out there and create those connections, and I'll go deeper into that. So I just kind of want to kind of pin that in a subject. Then I'll revisit this when I get into, what to be posting about, because I'm going to walk you guys through some exercises here today. All right. So then from there, so I understand that, okay, it's reality TV, and reality TV is documentation, not creation, right? The difference between a production-based TV show or a movie versus reality TV is they're documenting what they're doing in their life as they're doing it versus going out there and creating some highly produced, highly production thing, right? So social media is about document, not create. Okay, the secondary thing here is, okay, thinking of social media is these platforms are your social CRM. Now you got your business CRM. So like for me, I use Perfect Storm as my real estate business CRM. And what am I doing in there? I'm adding leads, right? But then I'm calling, I'm texting, I'm emailing, right? So I'm following up in those ways to go out there and get people to know me, like me, trust me, be aware of what I do for a living, fall free, clean, your business continues to grow. That's the overall name of the real estate game. Right? Now with social media, right? This is my social CRM. This is your social media CRM. So though, instead of, okay, how do you add? So we're adding people. We always got to be feeding it, just like our business CRM, right? With the right people, right? So we're feeding it with the right people. But then from there, instead of calling, texting, and emailing, we're posting content and we're engaging in that content, right? That's how we're, and so instead of emailing, texting, calling, we're posting content, we're engaging in that content. So this is your social media CRM. Okay. So then with that, just like our business CRM, we've got to always be adding new leads to it, right? We've got to always be adding new people to it. So with your social CRM, so, and my recommendation, because there's so many CRM or so many different social media platforms out there, like you can go join all of them, and it doesn't hurt to, right, to join all of them. But for what we do here in real estate, Facebook and Instagram are the two absolute musts. Now I'm on all, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, I'm on, Twitter, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on TikTok, but I'm creating content for Facebook and Instagram. And then I just copy and paste it and put it on all the other shit. Right. Cause why not? Like so I'm not creating content specifically for those other platforms, but when it comes to selling real estate and the two, juggernauts for real estate, it comes down to Meta, man. Meta owns Facebook and Instagram both. Okay. So then from there, adding people, we got to be strategic with this. Now if you are a team leader, broker owner, and you're recruiting agents, it's fine for you to have all your connections and all your friends, and your connections, Instagram and Facebook handle that separately. to be realtors because you're going out there and like your job is to recruit realtors. Yeah, right. But if you are an agent, right? Like I go to most agents, pages or whatever. And it's like, dude, 90% of their freaking friends are other realtors. Like they're not going to give you business, right? And I'm not saying you can't have some realtors for business, but thinking about when I'm adding connections, right? I'm thinking about, okay, do I have a probability, a decent probability of doing business with this person at some point in the future? Yes or no? That's what I want to really save my connections for and focus at least with my connections on. So okay, every time I get a client, and this is part of my internal manuals. Yeah, right. Our internal processes. It's part of our buyer consultation, part of our listing presentation. As soon as they become a client, we whip out our phones. We ask them if they're on Facebook. We ask them if they're on Instagram. We look them up. We friend request them, shoot them that request, tell them to accept those. And then we tell them that, hey, look, I like to, just stay in touch with my amazing clients on social. And, it's just kind of, fun to, be connected there. But then this way, you have the ability to call me anytime, text me, email me, but if you prefer to DM on social media, you can get a hold of me that way too. It just gives you another way to also get a hold of me, right? So they're happy to do it. They do it, right? So, because that is part of that, building up. A lot of what I use social media for is building up my repeat referral business. And I'm using social as really just expanding my sphere of influence, growing the shit out of my sphere of influence, right? This is my social, it's a social, these are social networking platforms, right? Like you go through a network to build up your SOI. This is a social networking, right? Okay, so adding clients. Then from there, just getting in the habit. Like I haven't carried business cards for years, and I don't recommend that you carry business cards personally. Right? I might want to have some for certain situations, but somebody comes ask me for a card. Oh, I don't have any on me. Let me do this. What's your cell number? I'll text you my information right now so you have it. And then once they send that, hey, dude, you also on Facebook or Instagram? Okay, cool. Just look you up, show your friend request. Like we're at an age right now where it's not weird. People would rather connect with you on social than they would give you their email. Yeah, right. So like I'm having a conversation with maybe somebody, another dad at my son's soccer game, or whatever. Hey man, it's been great talking with you. I'd like to stay in touch. Man, you on Facebook? Okay, well, what's your handle, man? Okay, boom, look them up. Cool, right? Like, okay, like anyway, I'm just thinking of that, right? So when you're at parties, when you're at events, when you're at whatever, just connecting with people. So you're building up that audience, right? You're building up those audiences. Like the mistake that a lot of people make on social media is they think that, oh, I'm going to post all this fancy shit, these reels, whatever. I'm just going to go viral. I'm going to, all these people follow me. I'm going to become an influencer and it's grow the shit out of my real estate business. Okay, maybe. Yeah, right. Like maybe that happens, but for 99.9% of people, it ain't going to happen. It has never happened to me, right? Like and if it happens, great, but I'm going to play offense. I'm not going to play defense. Yeah, right. So I'm going to go out there and be intentional with this stuff. Okay, so that's adding people. So now we talked about, okay, you got your social CRM and now you're adding people. Now let's talk about what to create content around. So remember when I said that social media has replaced reality TV. The only difference is now you get to be the star of your own channel. So what I want you to think about here, I recommend that you pull out a piece of paper and you write some of this stuff out just right now. It'd be helpful for you if you're driving. You can always revisit this later, but all right. So you want to, when people see your name, see your face, see your logo, whatever, what is that first 5-second narrative that you want them thinking about in your head? Right. So, I mean, if you've been, watching or listening to this podcast for a while, or you've been following me for, a while on different platforms or whatever, like if you think of Joshua Smith or you see Joshua Smith or GSD, like, what do you think about? Like, I don't know what you think about, but like, what do you think about? Like, you can give me feedback on how well I'm doing here. Right. Like, Josh, I don't think of you that way. I think of you as a total douche. Right. Hopefully that's not the case, but whatever, it is what it is, but then from there, if I were to say to you, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, what just entered your mind when I said that? And I paused there intentionally because I wanted, to give you, kind of so you could, okay, you have like a, 5 or 10-second narrative that you're going to make up in your mind of who that person is. Okay, fucking huge jack, mofo, maybe wrestler, number one movie star in the world, rich, tequila company, whatever. Okay, like I'm guaranteeing, like he's very intentional about creating the narrative that he wants people to, perceive him as. I'm not saying that this guy stuff has to be fake. It is probably authentic to him, and the more authentic it is to you and your own true self, the better, the easier it is to go out there and post about this stuff. So just start making your list, right? Again, like what is the narrative that you want to go create? So when people see your name, see your face, when they think about you, what is it that they're thinking about? So I'll just walk through with me, right? So I'm like, okay, like I want people to, when they think of Joshua Smith, I want them thinking GSD mode. When they see GSD mode, I want them thinking Joshua Smith. So it's like, okay, like if you're watching this on YouTube right now, right? Or on Facebook or on Instagram, got the GSD mode logo on the side. You got my, you know, you can't really see. I mean, you can see the GSD mode, but that thing's huge, right? It's fucking 6 feet across, that GSD mode sign there. I got custom get shit done pills. I'm always rocking my, GSD mode apparel, right? Like, and I do that intentionally, one, because I like it. I want people to think of Joshua Smith and GSD mode boom is the same simultaneously, same time is simultaneous brand. Then from there, okay, it's just like, okay, who am I? And again, it's not just who am I, but it's who am I and what do I want people to think of me as? Okay, well, dude, like I'm successful in business. One of the top realtors and team leaders on the planet, and got successful brokerages all throughout the country. Okay, when it comes to real estate, I want them, successful, got a software company, like success in business, right? So maybe you write down, okay, successful realtor in my area, right? Well, then from there, okay, who are you as a human being? Because if the name of the game of real estate is get people to know you, like you, trust you, be aware of what you do for a living, follow frequently, keep your message from frequently, business continues to grow. You want people to, know you outside of real estate as well. That's where the connection is really going to happen. So then, okay, well then who am I outside of real estate? Okay, well, man, I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm really into health and fitness. I used to be morbidly obese, almost weighed 300 pounds, lost over 100 pounds, kept it off now successfully for, 15 years, and I'm a kind of a health and fitness junkie. Okay, well, I could talk about that story, and get people to think of that. And, when they think of me, okay, this is a dude that, takes health and fitness seriously. That's, in decent shape. Right. Okay. I'm really into self-development, so, okay, people can think of like this is a dude that's always about growth and expansion. He's really into self-development, okay. Like what else, like you start to just think about, okay, I'm really into motivation, inspiration. Right. Okay. Well, then how do I let people know I'm into motivation, inspiration? Right. Okay. So what I do is I have an app on my phone for motivation apps. I just go to the App Store, motivation apps, right? And then it just like I go in there every morning for part of my morning routine is I just scroll through and I look at like 30 motivational apps just to get my mind right. Because when I wake up in the morning, like I'm not naturally just on a good mood and fired up and pumped up and driven. I wake up, I'm like, screw this shit. I want to go back to bed. I don't want to start today. Right. But after a couple minutes, I start getting into that groove, right? I got a routine to get me into the driven, get shit done mode guy. Not like when I first wake up, I don't want to do any of this crap, right? So then from there, I screenshot the one that hit hardest with me that morning. And then I post it every day on social media. If you go follow me on Facebook, my handle on everything's Joshua Smith GSD or Joshua Smith GSD mode. You'll find me every day. So like, okay, it's Saturday today, at least of me creating this video on December 2nd. Okay, I did a post today. And it's just, happen in those, it's a motivational quote of some sort or something that's inspirational of some sort, right? Then from there, every day, it's like happy Saturday, go dominate, fist bump, hashtag GSD mode for life. Right. And they're not even my quotes, right? Like I'm all into motivation, inspiration. I can't stand hanging out with negative people and downers, but like I'm not a writer. I'm not one that can come up with these, but that, okay, like people then get, okay, well, dude, like I get people all the time, man, you're so motivational. Thank you so much for all your motivation. It's helped me through, whatever. But that's who I am, right. And what I want to do and what I want to be, so then, okay, I'm putting that in my narrative. Okay, well, what else? Okay, well, man, I'm really into snowboarding. I'm really into hiking. I'm really into mountain biking. So just make your list. I recommend that you come up with, outside of just being, success in real estate, come up with like a total list of like 5 to 8 things. And the more authentic they are to who you are, the more that these are true hobbies, true things that you're doing, because you're going to be, if they are that, like you're going to be doing these things consistently. Right. Then from there, like I said earlier, okay, social media is replaced reality TV. Reality TV is about documentation, not production. So you're just documenting your life as you are living it. Right now, we're going to circle back into time management here in a minute. So how to not allow this shit to just fucking consume all your time when it comes to this stuff, but that then becomes, okay, what am I going out there and document? Because one of the biggest problems I see people here, like, I don't know what to go out there and post content about. Right. Well, now you got your 5 to 8 things. Right. So then from there, okay, you're going to be posting about as you're doing those different things. Right. So then from there, overall strategy, I recommend what I call 4-to-1 strategy, which just means, okay, out of every 4 posts that you're doing, 1 is real estate, 3 are non-real estate. So that ensures that, okay, 75% of the time you got non-real estate stuff, 25% of the time you got real estate stuff, right? Okay, well, what am I posting about real estate? Okay, well, you're in real estate, dude. Like, okay, like when you're going out there and viewing homes, checking out homes, when you got a client closing a property, compose about that. You're in this property and it's got a sick freaking kitchen, and you want to do a quick video reel about it, right? It's pretty easy, right? Like we're doing this shit all day, all day long. Okay, when I'm out hiking, okay, I can do a freaking, picture of the hike or a selfie on the hike. Maybe once a week when you're doing a workout of some sort, you post a picture about that or whatever, motivational quote, like again, like you're just documenting this stuff, right? So then from there, people will ask me, sorry, my chair hit the side of my desk. So people will ask me, well, how many times should I be posting a day? My recommendation is 4 times a day at a minimum. Well, holy shit, Josh, that's so much. I can't do that. Okay, cool. Don't start with that. Start with one. Like if you never posted before, okay, start with one piece of content a day, right? And then when that becomes easy, that you don't have to think about it, you got that down. Okay, then go to 2. And then when do that, maybe it takes you 30 days for 2 to become easy, become habitual, then go to 3. And then maybe you can't get to 4. Maybe 3 is like, okay, your max. Okay, cool. It's better than none, better than 1, better than 2, better than none, right? Then from there, again, every 4th post should be something real estate related. You need to be, reminding people because remember, the overall game is get people to know you, like you, trust you, be aware of what you do for a living, fault frequently, your business continues to grow. Your mother will forget that you are a realtor to your mother, or you're her son or daughter, right? Like we got to always be reminding people, hey, I'm in real estate. Hey, don't forget I'm in real estate. You don't need to be salesy. I'm not going out there and being like, oh, just sold in 2 days above list price. Call me if you want to list your property. No, that shit just turns people off. But what I can do is, take a picture in front of a house with my clients holding a sold sign and saying, so grateful and blessed to help this amazing family finding their new home that they got the keys and got moved in today. Like coming from a place of gratitude, right? It's kind of the same thing of showing, hey, you just sold a house, but you're coming from a place of gratitude versus a place of bragging, selling. Bragging and selling is not perceived well, right? But from a place of gratitude, people want to see that gratitude, and then from there, they're cool with seeing your wins and your successes. Right? And then from there, okay, well, man, we got with Facebook and Instagram now. I got reels, I got stories, I got posts. What do you recommend? Okay, let's just break this up, man. Okay, like I would recommend, like 1 post, 1 reel, 2 stories. Now, it can be a combination of any of those. I wouldn't recommend just all 4 stories, right? Because those disappear in 24 hours. And, so for me, like, I don't really do any stories. Yeah, right. Like for me, myself personally, not saying that stories aren't great. And I'm not telling you not to do them because they are good. They are great. But for me, it's just not part of my strategy, right? So, for me now, but you and I might be trying to accomplish 2 different things, right? So I'm not saying to not do that, right? Like for especially for realtors, should be incorporating some stories in there, right? So like a good mix is again 1 reel, 1 content post, 2 stories a day, and just keeping that mix moving, right? Just keep that moving forward, right? When it comes out, okay. Now let's talk about time management with this. So what I do is I spend 30. Now, okay, let me first start with this. When it comes to time management, like most of us get conditioned with social media of, okay, well, I'm doing something, I'm going to post, I'm going to capture it, and I'm going to post it right there in the moment. You need to get out of that habit, right? At least that would be my recommendation. I'm not here to tell you exactly what to do. It's just my recommendation, get out of that habit. Right. So you want to start capturing things, but then that way I can have a posting strategy. So now I've got these, things I'm capturing. Okay. And I'm going to, maybe I captured this, all these 5 things this week, and I'm going to post about those next week. Yeah. Right. So you're gathering content that you can add to that posting strategy. So just, don't feel that you got to, go out there and, post in every single moment. Like take, capture it with an image or a video, but then enjoy the moment and you can post about it later. Then from there, what I do is I spend 30 minutes a day gathering my content, creating content, gathering the content. Then that gives me another 30 minutes a day to post the content and engage in that content. And I literally set a timer, right? So I make sure I never have more than 1 hour a day when it comes to creating content, posting content, and engaging in that content. Right now, it's really important though, when you post that content, you want to engage in it. When people are liking, commenting, so what I do though is, so for me, I'll get all that together early in the morning, right? Put that together, have my posts going throughout the day. Then the next morning, right? Part of that 30 minutes is I'm engaging in that content. So anybody that commented, like if you comment on any of my stuff, you will probably notice that I usually don't reply until the next morning, right? Because it's like I'm busy doing all my shit throughout the day. Yeah, right. So then I'm going to reply that next morning. Now, when you are replying, my recommendation is to, try to keep engagement going. right? Because the more back and forth, it's just going to keep boosting those posts, feeding the algorithm, getting you more views on that post. So if somebody says, "Oh man, I love that place too," yeah, right. Oh, like maybe you're like, maybe I don't know, you post something at a restaurant. Oh man, I just ate there last night. That place is awesome. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I love this place too. Hey, out of curiosity, what's your favorite meal there? Yeah, right. Like keep that conversation going. Now, there is one more component to this. It's not just about you posting content, engaging on the content that you have. If you really want to work this effectively, you got to go out there and engage in other people's content as well. Right. So if number rule of thumb is if you're not seeing their stuff, they're not seeing your stuff. Right. So I just recommend like going through your friends list, start with the A's, you got 30 or whatever, 26 letters in the alphabet. You got 30 days in a month. Okay, on the first start off the A's, second start off the B's, going through your friends list, liking, commenting, whatever. That will ensure they start to see your stuff. But as you like and comment in their stuff, it's going to increase the likelihood because reciprocity is the number one law of influence, right? So when you're liking and commenting, they're going to feel whether they're thinking about it consciously or subconsciously, they're going to feel the need to go out there and support your stuff and comment like on your stuff, and it's not just about vanity metrics, getting more comments and likes. That is just going to lead to more business, right? Like when you go post something, what's the first thing you do? Like you go out there and look, hey man, how many likes I get? Yeah, right. Like it makes people feel significant, makes them feel good, it makes them feel important, kind of the negative portion of social media. But the reality is the number one deepest desire of all human beings is the feeling of significance. The more significant you make people feel, the more that they are going to connect with you, the more that they're going to like you, and the more that they're going to want to do business with you. So when they see your real estate shit come through, right, and then they start having a thought about buying or selling real estate or joining a team or brokerage or whatever you're utilizing this for, right, increases that probability of them then joining you. So very powerful stuff. All right, so then we broke down, okay, how to think about social media, how to add people, what to create content around, 4-to-1 posting strategy, time management, so you don't allow this thing to be a time suck for you. So I hope that you found this helpful. And real quick, again, if you want to, and I highly invite you to, schedule a one-on-one coaching strategy call with me personally, Zoom call on this. So if your business is stuck, if it's stagnant, or maybe it's doing good and it's growing, but it's not to where you want it to be, and you want to schedule a strategy call with me. So here's what's going to happen on this Zoom call. We're going to break down. I'm going to have you fill out a form to schedule the call. And I'm going to ask you about where your business is at right now, where you want it to be in the next 12 months, what your biggest obstacles are. The more that you can, answer those, in depth and honestly for me, it's going to allow me to prep for our call. On that call, we're going to spend 95% of that call talking about, again, your business, where you're at, where you want to go, what your obstacles are. I'm going to go through and tell you exactly what I recommend you do to get from where you're at to where you want to go in the quickest, most effective, most profitable manner possible. The other 5% of that call or so, I'm going to spend a couple minutes walking through what my coaching program is and how I believe it can help you in your situation. And if it's a fit for you, great. If not, that's okay too. Look, we can still be friends. There's zero pressure to it. I'm not going to beg you. I'm not going to hardcore sell you. I'm not going to hardcore push you. I'll promise you that. You have my word on that. So if you want my help, and again, you got nothing to lose. It's 100% free. Nothing to lose, zero pressure Zoom call. Now, in order to set that up and schedule that, www.gsdmode.com/Zoom call. The only thing I ask is if you schedule this, that you show up. I will be there and I'm going to pour into you, right? But if you no-show me and you waste my time, I'm not going to lie to book a second one. Yeah, right. Now, okay, man, if you get sick the night before, whatever, okay, there's a reschedule link, and you can ask it for a reason. Let me know that you're sick and we, allow us to pick another time. That's different. If you just no-show me and you don't reschedule and you give me a heads up that something's going on, right, then I know that you don't respect my time. So then I'm not going to, go out there and pour into you, for this in the future, and I'll decline any future requests in the future. So that's all I ask, right? Just please don't waste my time, because I promise I will not waste your time on this call either. All right, you guys, truly appreciate you. Truly appreciate your support. Keep crushing it. Keep kicking ass. I'll see you next time. Peace.